Thank you very much. Let's bring in New York Republican Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis. Congresswoman Malliotakis, did you ever have any interaction with this woman or her husband? Are you aware of them at all?
No, their name doesn't sound to ring a bell to me, but it is obviously very disturbing that this person was in the top administration, not just the governor's office, but serving in the role of deputy chief of staff, a position where she had a tremendous amount of influence and probably advised the governor in many different ways. And clearly it was to the benefit of the CCP. But this is a disturbing trend that we have seen from the communist Chinese, that they are willing to infiltrate and look for opportunities to get involved in America's economic activities, America's government activities. We see them attempting to create, well, they have created actually, police stations in cities like mine that have been shut down by the FBI to spy on constituents of mine. I have a large Chinese American population, and they are so scared when they hear stories about this because they fled communism, and they don't want to see this type of activity and surveillance happening here from a government that they fled. And so it is deeply concerning. There must be an investigation, and Congress needs to be fully briefed by the IC community on what exactly is taking place here, and are there other examples of this across the country?
Well, you know what? I think it's not a stretch to imagine that there are. Here's Christopher Wray talking about how many open cases there are of Chinese espionage that they're working on. Watch.
China. We're up to something like 2,000 active cases across all 56 FBI field offices focused on the PRC's efforts to try to steal our information and technology. And we need funding to continue countering the threat posed by the PRC, a government sparing no expense in its quest to hack, lie, cheat, and steal its way to the top as a global superpower and to undermine our democracy and our economic success.
I mean, how difficult is it? Governor Hochul said, well, this person's been in the government in Albany for 10 years, as if that's some kind of excuse. I mean, I guess she's saying she didn't directly hire them, but they didn't get rid of her until last year when this investigation was brought to their attention. She and her husband have now been arrested, and they are in custody, so that's good news. But, you know, what's the responsibility of government to ferret these situations out and not be a victim of them?
Well, it definitely is incumbent upon elected officials to ensure that they know who they are hiring. But in addition to that, making sure that, and we put a bill just recently that passed to prohibit farmland from being purchased near our military installations by foreign nationals, particularly communist China. And the Chinese spy balloon, we need the administration to be speaking out and stopping these things before they happen. They were very reactive, and that gives a green light to communist China that they can get away with this activity. So we are very concerned about these individuals who could be within the administration and the policies that have been coming out that we see benefit communist China over the United States of America.
Yeah, it's a pretty open door policy, and it's been taken advantage of in our universities and farmland, as you say, high-ranking people in government offices, potentially in this case. So it's an all-court press on China's part, and we've been hearing about it for decades. The economy, the government, universities, all of these ways to infiltrate our society for the benefit of China, and we need to wake up. Thank you very much, Congresswoman. Good to see you today. Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis from New York. So coming up, we'll talk